We are in Nairobi Dam, a dam that used to be vibrant and full of activities all day long. But now it has been infested by invasive species. Do you know why and what can be carried out so that this situation can be salvaged? Well, let's find out. The once attractive recreational center and a source of water to many is now an eyesore. The waters that once filled the dam benefited the surrounding estates, including Lang'ata, Nairobi Dam and Kibera areas, but years later the narrative has changed. The dam is all covered by foreign plants, posing danger to the ecosystem.
Nairobi Dam nikiremember ilikuwa destination nzuri yenye inafurahisha na tena inavutia kwa mandhari ya Kenya. Lakini vile saa serikali ililegea na kuacha hivi, ilikuja ikaafektiwa na hizi weeds.
Madhara ya hii damu, kuna humbu wengi sana. Humbu anatukula. Pia ni kama sewage. Wakati jua imewaka na hiyo maji chafu, iko na ile harufu mingi, inanuka sana.
Kuna madhara mingi. Hata hawa watu wa prison wakikuja kuchunga ng'ombe, maybe mvua ikinyesha, inajaa ng'ombe, inatumbukiza ndani, inakwama.
Nairobi County Director of Water, Sanitation and Energy, Mario Kainga, says plans are in place to rehabilitate Nairobi Dam and other water sources that have been infested by invasive species.
One of the options is to have the documents that all have been proposed to rehabilitate the dam consolidated and reviewed in order for us to come up with a workable solutions. We are aware that there is a program which has been initiated by UNEP and other players, but sustainability was not really realized.
He highlights some of the challenges hindering them from taking speedy action.
The budgetary allocation required for you to fully rehabilitate the dam is around 1.2 billion Kenyan shillings. That is massive money. Our budget, total budget for the whole directorate is right now is 362 million. So you can see the gap. Even if we put everything, we stop giving people boreholes, we stop giving people water tanks.
Dr. Stella Mohobi, a scientist and geography and environmental studies lecturer at the University of Nairobi, says invasive species have a long history of wreaking havoc on the environment.
Invasive species are those species that are not non-native. Most of them are non-native. They have come from another country. And what happens is that these species may be introduced intentionally for some purpose, or they may be introduced accidentally. We have aquatic invasive species like the water hyacinth. We also have aquatic species like the water lettuce, water fern. These are aquatic invasive species. And then for terrestrial invasive species, examples are like Prosopis, Juliflora.
The most common water hyacinth is stealth in approach, and once it colonizes, it destroys the ecosystem, as in the case of Lake Victoria in Kisumu County, River Athi in Machakos County, and Lake Kapnarok in Baringo County.
Invasive species like water hyacinths is a form of environmental degradation, because degradation means that the quality of that environment to provide, for example, environmental services is interfered with. For instance, when you have water hyacinths in Lake Victoria, when you have water hyacinths in the dam, it interferes with the access to water by the local people. It will cause a lot of concentration of total dissolved solids, so you have a lot of these solids in the water. And there are other, impacts. For example, the physical and chemical properties of the water are actually interfered with.
According to Dr. Muhobi, there are scientific ways of dealing with water hyacinth and other invasive species, including water fern, Mexican marigold, lantana camara, and pigweed.
There are many things we can do to eradicate water hyacinths, and there are three methods that are used. One is a mechanical way. Mechanical way means you uproot. The second thing you can do is to introduce some biological agents to kind of predate on the invasive species. The other thing that can be done is a chemical approach. However, the chemical approach may also be very negative to the same environment that we are trying to protect. So the idea is to introduce some chemicals that can, eradicate the invasive species. And the best way is to utilize, to find ways of utilizing the invasive species.
Chemtai Jail for Channel 1 Eco Watch Edition.